As the 2024 U.S. elections draw to a close, reports of foreign interference are surfacing with renewed intensity. Intelligence and law enforcement agencies are highlighting attempts by Russia and Iran to undermine the credibility of the election through disinformation campaigns and alleged manipulation of voting perceptions, especially in critical swing states. According to recent briefings by U.S. intelligence agencies, Russia took the lead in sowing mistrust, orchestrating a sophisticated campaign of disinformation aimed at influencing voter sentiment and confidence in the election outcome. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, the FBI, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, released a joint statement warning that Russia, with secondary support from Iran, was engaged in tactics intended to disrupt the election's integrity by manipulating social media narratives. These agencies indicate that Russian influence operations involved the creation of fake videos and articles to fuel false claims of voter fraud. For instance, Russian actors promoted videos suggesting that Democratic officials were tampering with votes in swing states. These videos were subsequently shared widely on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, accompanied by hashtags related to alleged voter fraud and corruption. Additionally, obscure websites purporting to carry news disseminated phony allegations, accusing officials across swing states of ballot stuffing and cyber attacks to favor one candidate. Among the false claims identified were accusations that ballots in Pennsylvania were being destroyed and misleading reports alleging illegal voting by foreign nationals in Georgia. In one notable incident, a widely shared fabricated video accused Haitian nationals of casting unauthorized votes. Another video, designed to sow distrust, falsely claimed that ballots cast by overseas voters in Arizona were being falsified in favor of Vice President Kamala Harris, the Democratic presidential candidate. The spread of these videos, paired with text posts and shares by prominent influencers, aimed to deepen skepticism about the legitimacy of the voting process. The disinformation was particularly targeted at voters in swing states, where the results could determine the election outcome. Reports from intelligence officials highlight Russia's favorable stance toward former President Donald J. Trump, the Republican candidate, who has repeatedly expressed a reluctance to support Ukraine militarily amid its ongoing conflict with Russia. Trump's promises to reconsider U.S. involvement in the Ukraine war and promote peace talks have aligned with Moscow's interests, thus intensifying Russia's support for his campaign. The potential of a Trump presidency, seen as likely to reduce military aid to Ukraine, appears to be a motivating factor in Russia's interference strategy. Meanwhile, Iran's influence campaign reflects a different set of motives. Intelligence reports reveal that Iranian-linked actors engaged in disinformation efforts on election day to suppress voter turnout or incite violence. Since the killing of General Qasem Soleimani in January 2020, Tehran has sought retribution. In September, a federal grand jury indicted 3 members of Iran's Revolutionary Guard's espionage unit, accusing them of orchestrating cyber attacks that compromised U.S. officials, journalists, and the Trump campaign earlier this year. Their actions included creating and circulating misleading media content to stoke fears of election fraud and inspire public discord. An example of this influence effort was a dissemination of stories falsely alleging that the Democratic candidate and her spouse received a substantial bribe. Another piece of fake news spread by Iranian-linked accounts suggested violent retaliation by voting groups against their political adversaries. These operations underscored a strategic goal to delegitimize the U.S. electoral process and intensify domestic conflicts within the electorate. These disinformation campaigns, fueled by both Russia and Iran, have aimed to exploit existing social and political divisions in the United States. By circulating misleading claims about ballot tampering, cyber attacks, and bribery allegations, both nations sought to erode public confidence in the U.S. democratic system. The stakes are high for Russia, given its vested interest in reducing U.S. support for Ukraine, while Iran continues to harbor grievances over perceived injustices. In response, intelligence agencies have stressed the importance of public awareness and media literacy to counteract the impact of foreign disinformation. They have also launched investigations into the source of these videos and the platforms distributing them. As election results become finalized, The revelations of external interference underscore the importance of vigilance against disinformation and the challenges posed by foreign influence in U.S. democratic processes. The combined efforts of Russia and Iran to manipulate public perception represent an ongoing challenge to election integrity and national security, even as this election cycle comes to a close.